Hello, and welcome back to From a Head Teacher's Perspective with me, Paul Urry. Professionalism is often spoken about as a standard. Integrity is often spoken about as a value. In leadership, they are inseparable. Professionalism without integrity becomes in performance. Integrity without professionalism becomes intention without impact. For emerging leaders, modeling both is one of the most powerful and least visible aspects of leadership development. Professionalism is not about formality, it is about responsibility. It is about recognizing that your role now carries weight beyond your individual actions. How you behave sets expectations. How you speak shapes norms. How you respond under pressure becomes a reference point for others. People do not look to leaders only when things go well. They watch most closely when things are difficult. Professionalism shows in how leaders handle disagreements or confidentiality, pressure, mistakes, ambiguity, and can meet competing demands. These moments reveal more than any policy ever could. Integrity is about alignment. It is the alignment between what you say and what you do, between the values you espouse and the decisions you make, between who you are in public and who you are in private. Integrity is not about perfection. It is about consistency of principle. Emerging leaders often underestimate how visible integrity is. Colleagues notice when leaders speak respectfully in meetings, but dismissively elsewhere. When they enforce standards they do not follow themselves. When they advocate values selectively or adjust principles for convenience. These inconsistencies rarely provoke open challenge, but they do quietly erode trust. Professionalism begins with self-discipline. This includes managing time responsibly, preparing for meetings, meeting deadlines, and respecting others' workload. These behaviors may feel basic, but they signal respect. When leaders are disorganized, late, or unprepared, it communicates that other people's time is less important than their own. Professional leaders do not need to be perfect. They do need to be reliable. Language is a powerful indicator of professionalism. How leaders talk about pupils, colleagues, families, and the school matters enormously. Casual negativity, sarcasm, or cynicism can quickly undermine culture, especially when it comes from someone in a leadership role. Professional leaders are careful with their words. They challenge without belittling. They disagree without disparaging. They raise concerns without gossiping. This does not mean avoiding honesty, it means choosing dignity. Integrity also shows in how leaders handle confidentiality. Leadership roles often come with access to sensitive information. How this information is held, shared, or protected is a direct test of integrity. Loose comments, hints, or off-the-record remarks can damage trust instantly. Professional leaders understand that discretion is not secrecy, it is respect. Another key aspect of professionalism is fairness. Leaders are not required to make everyone happy. They are required to make decisions that are just, proportionate, and explainable. When leaders are seen to favour certain individuals, or bend rules inconsistently, or avoid difficult conversations selectively, integrity, quite rightly, is questioned. Fairness builds credibility even when outcomes are unpopular. Integrity also requires courage. There will be moments when modeling professionalism does mean challenging behavior that others ignore, or upholding standards under pressure, naming issues that feel uncomfortable, taking responsibility when things do go wrong. These moments test leadership character. It is often easier to stay silent, delay actions, or pass responsibility elsewhere. Integrity asks leaders to act calmly, respectfully, and decisively. Professionalism is also reflected in how leaders learn. Leaders who refuse feedback, dismiss reflection, or defend themselves constantly signal insecurity rather than authority. Leaders who listen, reflect, and adjust signal strength. Integrity includes the willingness to grow. This does not mean accepting every criticism uncritically. It means being open to insight and committed to improvement. One of the most powerful ways leaders model professionalism and integrity is through how they handle mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. What matters, though, is response. Leaders who deny mistakes, deflect blame, or minimize impact damage trust. Leaders who acknowledge errors, reflect openly, and take corrective action strengthen credibility. This modeling gives others permission to learn rather than hide. Professionalism also involves emotional restraint. This does not mean emotional absence. It does mean responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively. It means not using authority to vent frustration or assert dominance. It means protecting others from unnecessary emotional spillover. Emotionally disciplined leaders create safer environments. People are more willing to be honest, reflective, and engaged when they are not managing a leader's mood. Integrity is sustained through alignment over time. Leadership is not tested once, it is tested repeatedly. Values are not proven by statements, they are proven by patterns. Emerging leaders sometimes worry that they are not ready to model professionalism and integrity. In reality, though, you do not need to wait until you are fully confident. You practice integrity by choosing it again and again, especially when it would be easier not to. Professional presence grows quietly, not through the grand gestures, but through daily consistency. People may not comment on it, they may not praise it, but they do notice it. And over time, it becomes the foundation of your leadership reputation. Professionalism and integrity are not about being impressive. They are about being trustworthy. And trust is what allows leadership influence to last. So pause for reflection and take time to consider these questions. Where are your values most tested in your role? How consistent are your words and actions under pressure? What behaviors do others learn about leadership by watching you? Leadership credibility is not built by what you claim, it is built by what you model. The accompanying workbook is designed to support this process, helping you reflect on your leadership habits, identifying next steps, and translating insight into action as your leadership continues to develop. Do take time to work through it individually or as part of a group. Thank you. And until next time, goodbye.